Let me know if you can relate to this situation. Have you ever walked away from a conversation? Then your mind starts replaying everything you could have, should have said, but didn't? Or have you felt your throat tighten when you wanted to say something, but instead you stayed silent, smiled, and nodded? If either of those sound like you, I want you to know you are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just experiencing something I call the voice wound. Hi, I'm Tracy, a vocal alchemist and spiritual mentor. I help spiritual women, especially daughters of immigrants and women of color, reclaim their voice and their story. So if you're watching, you probably want to bust out of your people pleasing patterns too. So the voice wound can be an emotional, ancestral, or spiritual wound that's been passed down, especially if you're a daughter of immigrants or a woman of color. And today, I'm going to show you how that wound shows up in your daily life and relationships. Then I'm going to show you how to begin healing it on a deep soul DNA bloodline level. Because if you're here, chances are you're the strong one in your family or the good daughter, the one who holds it all together. Because if you don't, who will? If those words are resonating, I go into this even deeper in my last video where I talk about why being the good daughter is draining you. I talk about how people pleasing isn't just one of your personality traits, it's a generational survival strategy. I share my own story growing up as the obedient golden child of immigrant parents, and where I once believed that my silence equaled my safety. I talk about how so many of us were taught to swallow our truth to avoid conflict, shame, even rejection. That video actually breaks down how saying no can feel dangerous in your mind and your body, how being nice and respectful often meant suppressing your own truth. And I talked about how reclaiming your voice doesn't mean you're betraying your family. It's actually ancestral healing. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out after this video. Because staying stuck in that old mindset of having to be the good daughter or having to be the one in your family who holds it all together, it's costing you your voice, your truth, and your joy. Here's how the voice wound might be living in your body today. You say yes when someone asks you for something, even though your whole body is screaming, girl, no. Maybe you freeze or fawn in conflict. Even when you know what you already want, maybe you're scared something you say is going to make people uncomfortable or that it'll be too much or too sensitive. Or you don't speak up, like ever, until one day you explode or burn out. Let me know in the comments if any of these resonate with you, because I promise you, you are not alone. I've experienced every single one of those things in the past, and I know you have your own experiences too. So I would love to hear about them in the comments. Let me witness you and your healing journey. Because all these things aren't just a part of your personality, they're survival mechanisms. And they're usually inherited through unspoken family rules, cultural expectations, and generational trauma. Here's what most people miss: your voice isn't just about speaking, it's an energetic channel connected to your nervous system, your emotional body, and basically, it's your soul's truth. And when your channel is blocked by fear, shame, ancestral silence, you don't just lose your words, you lose access to your intuition, your boundaries, your creativity. That's what I call the voice wound. It's the pattern that forms when you are punished or dismissed for expressing emotion as a kid. Your family believed that obedience equaled love and that silence equaled survival. And maybe some of you watched women around you, like your mom, your sisters, your grandmas, any caretakers around you, silence themselves to stay safe. And so you learn to swallow your words and hold yourself back. You just wanted to keep the peace. But at what cost? Because healing your voice wound isn't just about being more confident or speaking up more. It's not even about forcing yourself to speak affirmations or rehearse awkward boundary scripts you've written for yourself. This is about rewiring your nervous system, reclaiming your body as a safe place so you can reconnect to the truth of your soul. It's about vocal alchemy, the sacred practice of using your voice to heal, to activate ancestral power, to release shame, and to become the woman you were always meant to be before the world told you to stay small and shut up. With my unique healing method, we work with sound, breath, and emotion. We listen to the wisdom of your inner child. We honor the silence you inherited. And by doing that, we create space for your truth to rise. Because when your voice returns to you, so does your fucking power. If you're ready to speak your truth without fear, to stop hiding behind perfectionism, people pleasing, and silence, hit the like button. Because in the next video, I'm going to break down how perfectionism is keeping you disconnected from your truth. I also want to talk about the biggest mistake I see women making whenever they do try to do this voice reclamation work. If this video resonated with you, click over to the next video. All right, with love and sacred resonance, I'll see you in the next one.